Mindfulness helps you learn how to be more in the present moment. And it's been shown to actually improve memory. Hi, this is Jim Brillon. Welcome to our YouTube channel where we discuss all things mental health. I wanted to talk today about a really important component of mental health and something that over the last, I'd say 20 years or so, has really started to change the way that therapy is done, even the way that addiction treatment is done. And it's something that if you can start to understand it, use it, and adapt it into your life can make a huge difference in your day-to-day functioning. And that is mindfulness. Many of you may be aware of mindfulness, you may have heard the term. If you haven't, then I think asking the question, what is mindfulness, can be really helpful. So mindfulness essentially is a state of awareness that you can cultivate that allows you to pay attention in the present moment without getting caught up into feelings, thoughts, stories, and judgments. So you might ask, well, why is that so important? And a huge part of our mental health, our struggles with mental health, comes from not being in the present moment. In fact, if you think about what that means, you could be physically present here, now, but if your mind is worrying about something that might happen in the future, you're actually liable to create states of anxiety. If you're here physically in the present moment, but you're reliving something from the past, maybe living in a state of regret from the past, that mind state essentially can lead to things like depression. And often our minds can end up being like a pendulum that swings back and forth between those two mind states of worrying and regretting, worrying and regretting. Mindfulness helps you learn how to be more in the present moment and detach from those cycles of rumination, that overthinking that can lead to anxiety or depression. Not being in the present moment can really have devastating effects on your mental health. And some of the benefits of developing mindfulness, mindful awareness, are really the research that's been done in the last 20 years or so has been sort of mind-boggling. So over the years, there's been thousands of research studies on the benefits of mindfulness, and they've shown benefits everything from reducing stress and anxiety to improving cardiovascular health. Essentially, mindfulness from the mental health standpoint can really be helpful in helping you understand your emotions and cope with difficult thoughts and feelings a lot better. It can help you feel more calm and grounded and boost your attention and concentration. Mindfulness practice has been shown to be very helpful with many people dealing with ADD and ADHD. Mindfulness can help to improve your relationships and help you notice when you're trapped into judgment or bias and how to reduce that. It can help you cope better with life. Mindfulness can play a real part in creating better relationships with family, in the workplace, community, and with friends. And it's been shown to actually improve memory. One thing that is important to recognize is that some people who have experienced trauma want to work on resolving the trauma before they start doing certain forms of mindfulness, specifically a mindfulness meditation, or really any kind of meditation where you focus internally. People that have severe trauma, that can actually cause more difficulty. So trauma is something that you want to work on resolving before you do certain types of meditation. So the way that you practice mindfulness, mindfulness meditation, or something they call VIPASSANA meditation, is classically the best way to actually develop a sense of mindfulness, which is paying attention on purpose in the present moment. And it can really help you to understand the huge difference between getting caught up in your thoughts and your feelings and noticing that you have thoughts and feelings, and you don't need to be trapped by any of them. In fact, when you recognize that, we have thousands of thoughts a day, the vast majority of which we've had over and over and over again, and the vast majority of which are negative, you can see how getting trapped into cycles of rumination can lead to anxiety and mental health problems. So when you recognize that although you may not be responsible or able to change the first thought that pops into your mind, when you develop a sense of mindfulness, you can have some control over the next thought that comes into your mind. So mindfulness meditation is the key way that people can experience mindful presence, and that is a meditation where you focus your attention on your breath and just notice when your mind starts to distract you. And rather than engaging with whatever that thought or distraction is, you let it go and you bring your attention back to your breath over and over and over again. There are various forms of practicing mindfulness, including a walking mindfulness exercise. These are various forms of mindfulness that I teach to many of my clients and that I practice myself. A walking mindfulness exercise involves walking intently and paying attention to the physical sensations in your body and to what's around you in the environment, listening on purpose to sounds and paying attention to smells, and allowing all of the stimulus around you to start to become present for you. And you create a sense of being grounded in the present moment. There are practices you can do to practice mindfulness of eating, so that you actually pay attention to your food and you're more mindful rather than multitasking, which is the way a lot of us do. We might be eating and watching TV or on our phone or talking or reading something all at the same time. But when you practice one-mindedness with your eating, you have a very, very different experience of what it feels like to be eating, and you appreciate your food. Other forms of practicing mindfulness include what we call a loving kindness exercise, developing compassion for yourself and for others. And various breathing techniques are involved in developing a state of mindful awareness. Things like gratitude journaling and yoga can really work along with a mindfulness practice to develop your experience of feeling grounded and reducing stress. Mindfulness has been adapted to cognitive behavioral therapy, and they refer to this as mindfulness-based cognitive therapy, has been shown to be very, very helpful in helping people reduce anxiety and depression. And mindfulness-based stress reduction is a really powerful 8-week group-based format for really helping people deeply experience these concepts. Mindfulness is something that I've been practicing for years. It's something that I introduced to many of my clients in my private practice. And it's something that I think if you're interested in, start to learn more about it. And practice mindfulness on a daily basis. You can begin with the simplest of things, with just paying attention on purpose to what's around you, including people. Paying attention on purpose to a conversation, to people's facial expressions, developing active listening, and deepen your experience of mindful awareness. I hope that this has been helpful for you, and if so, I encourage you to like and subscribe to the videos and find out when we're putting more content out, and leave a comment down below and let me know what you think and if you have any questions. Thank you.